Hi guys, what's up? It's ItsAnnaLouise and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my official surgery video vlog, kind of, where I show you footage from the day of my actual surgery and talk to you all about the surgery itself, what I went through. You may have the same issue that I do, the same illness, or maybe you're just wanting to hear about it, or maybe you have something similar. I don't know, but I will be going into detail about this surgery and the contents of it. I will say that this is obviously, it is a more of a delicate topic for me to talk about and to open up about. It's something that I want to open up about and talk about and hopefully be able to help somebody, but this is one that I just don't want to sit down and have to rewatch it to edit it. So I'm not going to actually edit this video. It'll be unedited, so for the most part. So if there are like mess ups in it, this is just the raw footage, y'all, like the raw thing. So that being said, if you do want to hear about my surgery experience of the laparoscopy for endometriosis, my journey, see some footage from the day, then make sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. That being said, let's hop right on in. Alright guys, so I'm just going to kind of run through the things about the surgery. I'm going to show you the footage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you the footage of that day first. I have a little bit from the morning and then when I got there waiting to go back into surgery. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that here and then we will come back and talk. Alright, so now that you've seen the footage, I'm going to get into the surgery in general. I'm hoping that maybe this can help somebody, at least give them some tips. Maybe you're going to have this surgery, or just get something out of this video no matter what it is. I hope it can help somebody. So I am very transparent and open with my health problems on this channel. I have made several videos about them and you can definitely go back and look because I have some over this recent year talking a lot about the ins and outs of my health problems. But recently I got the surgery booked, which is a laparoscopy it's a diagnostic surgery, and they're going to be, or we're going to be going in to look for endometriosis, and if I had it, they were going to remove it. This surgery has been planned since May, and the surgery itself was September 14th. I'm still recovering from it. Basically what happened is to be completely and 100% honest, I expected to not have endometriosis. It was an utter shock. I'll just, spoiler alert, I had it. Spoiler alert. But to my utter shock and amazement, I had it, but I did not expect to. They normally never find anything like that, and it is very weird to say, but I think some of you guys will understand, especially if you deal with chronic illness. I wanted to find, I needed them to find it, wanted them to find it. As a hopeful answer to get rid of it, to help some pain. So anyway, the surgery itself, I am a fiend when it's a fiend to me, to be put to sleep. I hate it. That makes me nervous. I was not really nervous for the surgery itself. I know that a lot of people who have had this surgery, their main pain that they dealt with is the gas that they pump into your body afterwards rising and hurting your underarms, shoulders, and chest. So my mom actually had endometriosis. It is a hereditary thing. You can get it through, from your parents. I mean, you don't have to, but you can, and I'm pretty sure that's how I did. When she had it, her most painful thing was the gas. to my surprise, they do things differently now. They may still do it the old way at some hospitals. I have heard of a girl in my town recently who got this surgery like so many months ago, and she had the gas problem. But with my surgery, they did let me know that they do laparoscopies different, to where they actually use this thing that gets the gas out of you, or at least most of it, at the end of the surgery, so you don't have to deal with the harmful, painful gas issues afterwards, which is something that I was nervous about. And my mom's like, hey, you know, you're gonna have to walk a lot. That was the old saying. People would say you're gonna have to walk a lot after the surgery to get that gas out. I did not have to deal with that. So if you are going to be getting this surgery, that's something to keep in mind. People have laparoscopies for many things, not just for endometriosis. You can have it for things such as getting your appendix or gallbladder removed. So the surgery can, like, this information can basically go for multiple different surgeries, not even just endometriosis. But anyway, I got there and I was nervous, but this was my third time being put to sleep. If you've been an OG subscriber of my channel, you probably remember the very first surgery I had and how scared I was, talking about it on live stream, freaking the heck out. This was my third one, so I was going into it, I was very, very nervous, but I was still way more composed with my anxiety than I had been. And I didn't expect for them to have it. I actually, in the weeks up to it, was considering postponing my surgery because I'm like, they're not going to find anything. They're just not, like, I just didn't expect it. I was going to postpone it because I didn't want it to have any kind of complication with me going to the beach in October, which I realize that may sound ridiculous, but it just is a part of my journey, and the reasons that I was wanting to do it were based off of my health issues, and my mom and I were discussing a different medicine that maybe we wanted to try before the surgery because we just didn't think it was going to end up like working out the way it did. But we got there, I got called back, and the nurse that I had was not nice. Every other procedure or surgery that I have had, the nurses and the people there have been so sweet. This nurse constantly, it was one thing after another that she was very rude to me about. And I was back there alone, couldn't have anyone with me due to, you know, the fact of COVID. And so I couldn't have anyone with me, so I was frantically texting my mother and my husband at how she was being rude. I was told specific instructions before the surgery to drink up to an hour before. I could still take my medicines, like my medications needed to be taken that morning. All these different things that I did and abided by the rules of the doctor slash anesthesiologist. And when I told the nurse, she was not happy. She was very mad at me. She was ticked off, and she was like, I've never heard of that before, and was like mad when she was trying to like write it down on the paper. Not even, I mean, also for some reason it was marked that I was a smoker. I'm not a smoker. And she was mad when she asked me if I was still a smoker, and I was like, no, I never have been. And the fact that it was marked ticked her off too. It was like every little thing I couldn't do right, and just the emotional buildup of that day, I lost it and ended up having a huge breakdown when the student doctor came in to see me before my surgery. I go through doctors at Vanderbilt. I'm from Tennessee. Vanderbilt is a great hospital, great system. It's a teaching hospital, so they do have students and like newly graduated kind of student situations. I don't know how to explain it because I don't even really understand the full of it myself, but working under the doctors. The one that is under my doctor came in to see me, and I completely lost it, bawling my eyes out, literally bawling my eyes out, because not only was the nurse mean to me in that situation, she put my IV in and the IV hurt, which my mother's a nurse, and she said like it should not be hurting, and it made my whole entire arm hurt. I pushed the button, she came in and was not happy that my arm hurt from my IV, and she was ticked off because she's like, I did it right. And yeah, I don't know, and I kept apologizing, saying I'm so sorry, like I'm not trying to be a burden, I don't want to be a burden, I'm embarrassed, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cause trouble. And yeah, it was a bad situation. Now, this doctor below my doctor was so kind and sweet. She held my hand and rubbed my back and said that it's okay to be nervous, that she had the same situation happen when she had surgery. She was very scared and woke up crying herself, like for her sister. And she alleviated my worries and also said that I did everything right, like I was supposed to, which I knew I did, but that nurse definitely didn't make me feel like I did. And about to go through a surgery, it was really hard. And so every time a new person would come see me after that doctor, such as the anesthesiologist, the nurse anesthetist, and my doctor, I cried and broke down each time. The anesthesiologist was extremely nice, nurse anesthetist, my doctor, of course. We talked and she kind of just alleviated some of my fears and my worries. I didn't even think to ask in-depth questions about the laparoscopy. I just kind of went off of what my mother and other people who I know who've had the surgery, because it's very common, had told me. I wish I would have asked more questions now that I actually had endo, but I didn't. So she did answer some of my questions though, and I felt ready to go, and they were ready to roll me back. So at that point, the nurse anesthetist was like, I'm going to start giving you some medication to make you relax. And I knew at that point, I've been through the ropes 2 times before. I was like, crap, this is getting to the part that I hate, which essentially meant that I'm gonna start being so freaking loopy and out of it. I'm not gonna know. I'm just gonna be, every time they do it, I normally end up getting mad because they try to talk to me and I'm like, I can't even speak. Like, I don't even want to do words. That's literally how I get. So she started to do that and they wheeled me out, and then she made a joke like, what do you do in your spare time when you're not having surgery? And I made the comment how I own my own small business, and she was just like, well, why did you not tell us that before? What's your website? And then I remember trying so hard to utter the words, and honestly I don't even know how they came out. I remember getting rolled into the operating room and them telling me to scoot over onto the operating table, because that is what you have to do. This does go for any surgery. I mean, it's just how it goes, you know. It's just the steps for pre-surgery. So they have you roll over onto the operating table, or should I say scoot over, and you lay down. And that's honestly, in this surgery, I remember laying down and noticing that there were like sponge supports on the operating table, which was different. Not really used to that. After that, honey, I was out. I don't remember anything else. But normally you go in there, you lay down. They'll normally tell you to breathe in some oxygen as they slip in the medicine to knock you out into dream world. So that was the extent of it. I woke up. I abruptly kind of, you know, woke up, and I remember they actually let my mom come back there. I think she said people who had like bigger surgeries, they allowed the family member or loved one to come back. So I woke up and I remember looking right at her and being like, did I have it? Did I have it? Did I have it? I looked at the nurse and was like, did I have it? And they both were like, yes, you had it. And I just was in disbelief, and I was like, and I questioned it about 3 to 4 times, and my mom let me know that yes, I did have endometriosis on 3 different places, my bladder and my bowels. And she actually forgot the last part, because she said when the doctor came out to tell her, she was so in utter shock and awe that I had it, it kind of slipped out of one ear and out the other. I mean, it may have been 2 on my bladder, 2 on my, or 1 on my bowels, vice versa, I don't know, but it was just insane. I texted my husband right away. I posted it on all my social media accounts, me being loopy, texting my husband after surgery. It was hilarious. You may have seen it, you may not have. It's up on my Insta and all that, but texted him. He knew I had it, and my mom said that the doctor came out, told her about it, showed her pictures. I do have pictures of it. It's kind of wild because they look like little specks of like snow or salt. But when you have endometriosis, they do not vary your pain on the size of the endometriosis. You could be covered in endo and hardly have any pain, or you could have a few little different dots of it and be in the worst pain ever. So they don't determine pain on the size of the endometriosis that you have. So that's some things to note. I do want to say that, to my surprise, the hardest part about surgery for me was the fact that they put the tube down your throat, and I was in surgery for almost 2 hours, and my throat killed me for about 3 days. Hurt worse than strep throat. I lost the majority of my voice. I got congestion, throat killed me. Even cough drops didn't help the way I was hoping they would, which I hate cough drops, but it was a whole mess. I knocked off my alarm clock. Okay, anyway, yeah, so sorry, distracted. This goes for any surgery. If you are having a lengthy procedure, a lot of the times, most of the times, they will put the breathing tube down your throat because with the anesthesia. They described this to me before my last surgery, in the pre-call, and I about had a heart attack. I'm like, I don't know why I asked. Essentially, and I hope I'm not scaring any of you, but your brain doesn't know how to breathe, so the tube has to breathe for you. And that's the point. Well, throat was terrible. I had my surgery on the 14th. It is the 19th today, and I still have a little bit of a sore throat. It's almost gone, but I still have a little bit of one, so keep that in mind. None of the gas pain, I didn't have any of it. The doctor under my main doctor told me that the only thing, if anything, my shoulder may hurt because the nerve that is down where they would be operating runs all the way up to your shoulder, and that could give you some pain, which it did for the first night. My shoulder hurt a little bit, and I just put a heating pad on it. It was fine. I'm still very sore. I have 4 incisions, 2 on my right side, 1 on my left side, and 1 on my belly button. Fun fact, I did not know that I had an incision in my belly button until 2 days after my surgery. I had no idea because I couldn't see it unless I kind of saw like they glued me back together, okay? I kind of saw a glue look and I was like, what? And I look in there and I see it. My camera's about to die. Okay. Really fast, I do want to make the note because I said my alarm clock fell. I am at my parents' house. Yes, I'm married and I have my own house. I had an alarm clock set up here because I spent the night here the night before my surgery because my mom had to take me because my husband had to work. She was the person to take me to my surgery. Just want to make that clear because I know I'll get a question about it. So, anyway, continuing on. Yeah, I'm still very sore. The incision sites, they still look fresh and new. They are very sore. My inside still feel very sore. And yeah, like it still hurts to toss and turn when I sleep and to lay to one side. After I get up, when I'm sitting down, I usually cannot stand straight up. I kind of am hunched over for a while. I'm not back to being, you know, pain-free. I'm not. I'm still very sore. It'll take up to 4 to 6 weeks to heal, and to tell if it even helped any, 6 months. So that's a long process. The part that hurts to talk about that I don't want to talk about is if this is going to help my pain or not, because even if it doesn't, I'm still looking for a help to my pain. But the point of it is that I had it. I shouldn't have had it. It needed to be removed, and it was removed, and that's a good thing. That's all I can say about that. And yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it, other than it took 5 years to get a doctor to listen to me to have this surgery. It took 5 years and 4 doctors. She was the first one to actually want to do the surgery. I had 2 doctors refuse to do the surgery, and most all of them say that they didn't even think I had it anyway, which was ridiculous. And me and my mom always speculated that I did. And interestingly enough, because endo can grow on stuff that is just not female parts, which mine did, bladder and bowels, we suspected that it was on my bladder. And we were right. And we're not doctors. So yeah, I think that's about the moral of the story. Basically, I really wanted to go ahead and make this video, even though it's hard a little bit, because it's just all so fresh and new, and I struggle with this stuff, to advocate for health of women, women's health, people's health, anyone's health. If you think you have something, fight for it and do not give up. This is your sign. If you think you have endo or anything else, I know it's very hard with like women in the reproductive rights to get anything done if you need to. A lot of doctors don't listen. It took 5 years and I didn't give up. And this is me encouraging you not to get up and to change or give up, and to change doctors as much as you have to get someone to do this or to listen. So I just hope I help somebody out there, inspire someone through this story. and I hope that you enjoyed listening. And I want to thank my patrons as always: Jeremy, Maddie, Davis, Janae, Casey, Mel, Vicky, and Vanessa. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being a patron. If you want to be a patron, the link will be in the description box down below. And other than that, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave. You can do that by hitting my face right up there, and you can watch another video by clicking right over there. It would mean the world to me if you would do so, and I hope you have a great day or night or whenever you may be watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!